so proud. Give a pat on the back, I don't need that. And with the chit chat, in my head it's got me snapping like a Kit Kat. Feel like I'm chained up, feel like I'm locked down. A prisoner with no escape, I'm in a ghost town. Leave me alone now, feel like a meltdown. But I hide it with a smile when it's so around me.
What is going on YouTube? So I've already started messing with this car, and I know you're probably wondering, well, you probably can tell by the title, but we're gonna be cutting the webbing, well, some of this webbing out and porting this lower portion of the manifold. So basically we're gonna cut across here, all the way across, and just leave the middle sections, and we'll try to grind it down to as fine a point as we can so the air can cut open and split to each cylinder like it should. Right now what I'm doing is just working on trying to get this gasket off. I got the good old straight razor and I'm just cutting at it. It's gonna take a little bit of time, but I knew that was gonna be like one of the most difficult part, getting all that gasket off. But we got a one of those like temp resistant plastic gaskets that we're going to be putting back, so that anytime we have to pull this thing off, we won't have to do that scraping the old gasket off anymore. And that should make it easier for whenever we have to upgrade stuff later down the road. But yeah, I'm gonna continue scraping off this gasket, and once I get to porting that, I'll probably throw you guys on the GoPro on my head, and we'll do kind of like the same thing we did when we ported the H23A to do that throttle body. So we'll probably just throw you on my head camera and just port this baby out. We gotta get this knocked out. I've already talked to James, and he just told me let him know as soon as we get it finished, and he'll open up a spot for me to get it retuned. So yeah, we see what kind of power gains we make. I may or may not go E85 before I take it back. I think I want to just take it back now on 93, because I kind of like the fact of running on pump gas right now. It makes it a little bit more streetable, so might not upgrade to E85 until maybe if I switch to nitrous. If I decide to go E85, then I may still just keep it pump 93 and spray the bitch like that, because I think it'll be a little bit easier for me to maintain the fuel in it than having to run and find, you know, a good content of E85 instead of just throwing some 93 in it and riding. So, but yeah, I'm gonna continue working on this gasket. When we start on that, I'll pick the camera back up. Guys, Harbor Freight is the worst when it comes to just getting what you need and ending up with more stuff that you didn't think you were going in there to buy. Can I get 2 big breakfasts with hot cakes? And let me get a egg and cheese biscuit. And let me get, yeah. And then let me get 3 sweet teas. Yeah. No, make one of those with no ice. So yeah, boys, it's early, and I had to make a run to Harbor Freight to get some scrapers, and I'm gonna run by O'Reilly's and grab, apparently Permatex makes a gasket removal spray, so I'm gonna grab that. I started working on scraping off that old gasket last night, and it was taking a while with just a razor blade, so I'm hoping if I get this gasket removal spray, and I got some heavy duty scrapers as well as like the thing that's got a razor blade on it, but with the handle, I got that too, and hopefully it'll make the job a little bit easier, because I mean right now it's the studs is what's killing me. I pretty much got everything around the cylinder, like the holes in the cylinder, but it's the studs, man. That little circle of gasket around the stud, it's hard to get to. So hopefully this stuff will make it a little easier. And then as I'm checking out, I saw that they had these 20-inch like industrial fans on sale for like I think it was like $50. So we're back at the garage, boys, and hopefully all of this stuff, excluding the filler gauge, bought this so that I can do some valve adjustments when needed. But hopefully with this stuff, we can get the rest of this gasket off the back of this head, and that'll be one battle like that we can cross off the list. What I think I'm gonna do, everybody says to let that gasket like spray sit on it for a little while and let it kind of work itself in. So that's what I'm gonna do first. Go ahead and shoot it with this, and then while that's soaking a little bit, I'm gonna be working on this manifold some more. Last night we got 2 sections cut, but as you can see, these Harbor Freight blades were just not having it. So I destroyed all of the rest of the ones of those I had. But I did buy some better ones. I'm hoping these DeWalt's are cut a lot better and we can get those other sides cut out. And then I got some more rasp bits just in case. I still got the rasp bit from the Harbor Freight setup that I'm gonna use first, but if that dulls out, I'll go ahead and switch. I got 2 of these like little tree looking ones, and then I got this one to kind of smooth it out once I've done these. So hopefully this stuff put together will give us a pretty smooth end result. Again, I'm not a professional, so I don't look to do this professional, but my main goal is just to smooth out the edges that I cut and try to get it as narrow as possible for the air to separate and flow into the cylinders perfect. As you can see, this is the top part and it's not perfect. Like, this is just what we did. We kind of smoothed out the edges in there a little bit and we left it. And it gained 15, 16 horse just off that part. And so hopefully cutting this middle sections out and smoothing that down, hopefully we can gain, and we're shooting for over 220 this time. As long as we can make, hopefully, really I'm hoping 225, but that's being a little bit optimistic. I think at least 220, I'll be definitely happy. And yeah, this modification would have been worth it. So without any more talking, I'm gonna go ahead and spray the back of this head. As you can see, I've been scraping off some of the gasket, but it's mainly those studs, man, that's killing me. So I'm gonna soak it a little bit and hopefully we'll have a little better luck getting the rest of that off. So guys, it's kind of neat, but it's got like a little brush on the end. I didn't even notice it. And you kind of just rub it as you squirt it. So you squirt some and then you just kind of rub it in there. And apparently you just do that over all the gasket surfaces. So we cut all the lines out going this way. And I gotta say, guys, man, Harbor Freight was really holding me back. This is the first and only blade out of those 2 packs of blades I bought from Lowe's last night. This is the first one that's in there now. And man, she cut through them other ones like butter.
Fallen one too many times, feeling like it never ends. Back again, square one. Tried to leave myself behind, looking for a better place, not to stay alone. Gain our trust and you chose to break it. Ask for truth but you only fake it. Thought you said what we had was sacred. It's all lies, all lies. I was broken and isolated, but inside held the fire waiting. Not a word that you say can save this, so don't try, 'cause this time you crossed the line.
Alright boys, so this is pretty much as I'm gonna, smooth that thing out. I know a lot of people actually make these come to a direct point, but it's just gonna take me way too long to do that, and I'm not trying to have this car down for that long. So switching over to this head side of things, I got a little bit more green in some areas, mostly around those studs. So I'm gonna shoot it one more good time with that spray here, and give her a good few minutes to soak in and work, and then we're gonna scrape as much as we can, get that smoothed out. I got the new gasket for that in the house. I already ordered a new one of these gaskets. So as you can see, it ripped right there. So I've already got a new one of those that should be here. They said today, no later than like 6 o'clock. Got the new gaskets in. Had to order those, but I've already cut this out. Now, when me and James first did this on the dyno, we actually just used the Honda Bun stuff and spread it around. But to get one of these, you have to buy the kit, and the kit actually comes with two. So I went ahead and fitted one of these for the top, and then I've got one for this lower portion that I've cut out. Now, on this lower portion, when you cut your gasket out, this part right here, you have to make sure that you don't cut it across, because as you can see there, it's two holes, so it will leak if you don't leave this as one whole piece. So make sure that if you're doing this, you don't just cut across this and make this a gap, because then air can get out through there. So just leave this piece coming in like that and you'll be fine. But I don't know why they made it like that with that gap there, but it seemed like they would have had this whole piece closed in, but they didn't. So yeah, you have to make sure that you don't open it up too much. But everything else is a go. I've got the gasket on the back of the cylinder head here. So yeah, everything's ready to go. I'm about to slap it back together. Hopefully we don't have any leaks. That's my main concern. I was really scared with doing, getting the green gasket off of the back of this. I did a lot. I mean, it's gotta be at least 99%, man. And I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that that'll be enough. So, being that I have all gaskets now, I don't have to wait for any RTV or anything to set up. So I should be able to just slap this baby back together and go ahead and give it a test fire. And hopefully it'll be idling like it normally would, so that we'll know we don't have any leaks. So yeah, go ahead and get this bad boy slapped back together. I'll get y'all through on the good old time lapse, and we'll get a fresh start. Alright guys, so I got everything hooked up for it to run except the throttle cable, and I mean, I guess yeah, it does make sense to go ahead and hook the throttle cable up, but I just really want to test this thing because I'm so nervous that something somewhere is gonna leak. So everybody right now, please just cross your fingers and let's see if we have a smooth idle or if we're gonna have a surge, which is gonna mean that we have a leak, and that's not gonna be fun trying to figure it out. But force, from the looks of it, everything's okay. But she's whistling pretty good, and I'm not sure. It seems to be running normal, so maybe we're good. Yeah. Damn. This bitch is beautiful. Well guys, that's gonna be a wrap on working on the H2B. We got it, the lower portion ported as much as I care to do it. And we should definitely overcome the 200 with the 220 horsepower goal. So 220, if we go to E85, then my goal will be like 230 hopefully. But on regular pump gas, 220 is my goal out of what I've got right now. Stay tuned for the next video on this thing, which I made video putting a pump in if I do all that stuff before we go to James. If not, then the next video will probably be us tuning it like it is and seeing the gains over the 218 that we made previously without porting the lower portion. So yeah, yeah, like, share, subscribe if you're new, and always remember guys, respect our bills. I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace out.